Hello, Aries, and welcome into your reading for the second half of August, where we'll be taking a look at career and jobs, love and relationships, and then life path and mission. So before we jump into specific details, let's go ahead and start with just a general energy read and see what is coming through for you. All right. All right, in your current energy, we have Ace of Acorns in reverse, Three of Acorns in reverse, Queen of Crystals in reverse. And from the bottom of the deck, like that next level of energy, or what you don't see coming, is Six of Shells in reverse, the Tower, and Three of Feathers. So the acorns are wands and the crystals are pentacles. So right now there's kind of a little bit of that, I'll call it selfish energy and clinging to the past and some frustrations there, as well as like a lack of creativity. So abandoned promises and lost chances. So it's really this heavy energy that you're sitting in right now. The next level of energy, your shells or your cups. And so kind of this next level of energy is a little bit of leaving home, but like you're getting stuck and you're focused too much on the past, which is leading you to a tower moment. And then your Three of Feathers, that's your Three of Swords, which is heartbreak and kind of some disillusion. So it's a lot of very heavy energy that's coming up, or that you're sitting in right now, and frankly a heavy energy that's coming in next from the bottom. So before we dive in and see if we can get any clarity in terms of where exactly this heaviness and like this tower is coming from, let's talk about some things that are going on. There's a new moon in Leo on the 16th. So that's about kind of new creative projects, starting something new, maybe the beginning of a new lesson or a little bit of a new path for you. Mercury moves into retrograde on the 23rd, and Mercury in retrograde, even for people that are not following, planetary movements and things like that, people talk about, oh, Mercury's in retrograde right now. And so that's that very irritable, heavy energy, miscommunications. Sometimes you have issues with technology, bad timing, lack of focus. So usually that happens, people start to notice it for a couple days leading up to it, and then throughout the retrograde period, but especially right as that shift is happening. So that is on the 23rd, but then on the 27th, Mars enters Libra, and that's about bringing you more energy and drive to deal with people. So, you might be having some miscommunications and kind of a rough patch with this Mercury in retrograde, but Mars entering Libra is going to help balance that out a little bit for you and hopefully make that not quite as tumultuous of a time. Although with this level of energy coming in, it seems like this could be a tough cycle for you. So there, we still do have Venus, Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune in retrograde, as well as Chiron. So there's a lot of that self-reflection, inner soul searching that's going on, across the collective. But especially too, as we factor in the fact that like North Node moved into Aries about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, about a month ago. And that's pushing you to be your authentic self. Some of this self-reflection and this heavy energy right now is because the general sense here is that you're not in alignment. You're not in that alignment where your soul feels like you're going in the right direction. So that's creating these heavy energies when you're on the wrong path, or you're conflicted, or you're not feeling at peace with where you are. That's what's going to bring these heavy energies. So one of the other things that coincides with that, especially with this tower coming in, is we do have another full moon in Pisces, and that's happening on the 30th and 31st. So it's a blue moon and it's a super moon. And so full moons are about the ending of cycles, and this one is going to be a major ending coming through. So there's going to be a lot of increased emotional energy related to this major ending. And it's definitely the time for meditation and healing and getting rid of what isn't serving you. And it's all about connecting to your intuition. And that's something that's really going to help you if you can weed out your intuition from your ego. And I love it. One of the things that I've heard a lot is intuition whispers, fears scream, or fears yell. So from a job perspective, in the recent past, you've had your Eight of Wands energy, which has pushed you into a Two of Pentacles energy. And the next level coming through is Knight of Cups. So in the recent past, you've had a lot of speed and progress, but that's putting you into this energy of juggling priorities and weighing your decisions and dealing with some change. So maybe you've had a big burst of success from a work perspective, but now you feel like you've got these balls in the air and you're trying to juggle all these different priorities. So, when things pick up speed from a work perspective, that's, it's a double-edged sword. It's good for you from a pentacles, from a money perspective, but that usually will strain other parts of your life. If things were relatively imbalanced before, all of a sudden, if now your work is drawing so much energy from you, it's going to alienate you or leave you empty in some of your other parts of life. So the energy, though, that's coming in, this Knight of Cups energy, that's about like artistry and negotiation and diplomacy. So you're sitting here realizing, wait a second, I've been trying to balance and juggle too many things, and I've been weighing those decisions. So it looks like the next level of energy coming in for you is, how do you navigate that in a way where your work is not, blowing up the rest of your life, so to speak. One of the other things that's happening is on the 28th, we have Uranus in Taurus, and it's moving into retrograde. And that's about kind of breaking free of some of these stagnant routines and embracing change. It's also going to be about shedding, what isn't working and putting together your plan for the future. So, if something isn't working, you need to figure out, how do I make it work? And the whole thing about putting together a plan for the future, life doesn't all of a sudden just magically change. So, and I've talked about this in my daily card pulls as well, that if your attitude towards it is, well, if it's meant to be, it'll be. If you're expecting the hand of the Almighty God to pluck you from here and put you over here and say, this is what we're doing, that's not the way it works. So, you'll be given opportunities to make changes in your life, but you still have free will. So if you're one of those people that says, I'll know when it's time, or I'm waiting for a sign from the universe, like I said, it's not a big booming voice from the sky. It's not a hand coming down. It's, here's an opportunity, and it's listening to that intuition. It's listening to that quiet voice inside of you. So that, as you work on this negotiation and what does that look like, make sure that you're listening to the quiet whisper inside of you, not just the loud yelling in your head. So, okay, next on to love and relationships. In the recent past, Eight of Swords, currently in the Page of Wands energy, and the next level of energy coming through is Three of Wands in reverse. So recently, in your recent past, it's been kind of like some breakthroughs or clarity, and you're currently being pushed into this kind of dull, directionless, indecisive. So sometimes Ace of Swords might be about like a new, fresh start or a new project, but in this situation, I would say it's kind of a new thought process. And so you have had some clarity that's been coming up, but it's pushed you into this, this kind of directionless state. Like you don't really know what you need to do and what direction to go. And the next level of energy coming through for you is clinging to the past. And you're avoiding change, and you have this indecision. So you're really at a standstill relationship wise. So something has been brought to your attention that's caused you to think about things in a new way, and you don't know what to do with that. You're still processing, and you kind of have lost some of your direction. Let's take a look, because this is for like I said, the second half of August. Let's take a look at, call it 3 months. Let's see if we can get any clarity on what comes next. 3 months. Knight of Wands and 8 of Cups. So kind of what comes next is some of this fearlessness and confidence, mixed with letting go. So it looks like, you've been clinging to the past, but then that kind of, when we're looking at more like the 3 month mark, you do gain some of that clarity, some of that confidence, and, you're ready to move forward away from this situation, which, all of this heavy energy, it looks like so far things have been kind of heavy, and this Tower coming through as what you don't see coming, or the next level of energy for you, that it looks like it may be the Tower that's coming here to clear out whatever this indecision and this dull indecisiveness is, that Tower is coming through. Now, something with the Towers is a Tower can be bigger or smaller depending on whether you embrace it or resist it. If the universe has a natural flow and kind of a destined and fated thing, the more you resist it, the bigger and more dramatic it's going to be when it happens. If you, and big dramatic example here, if you have cancer and you're avoiding going to the doctor, like, something's wrong, and it's like, I'm going to avoid going to the doctor. I don't want to go. Refusing to go to the doctor doesn't make your problem go away. It just means that by the time you deal with it, it is a much bigger problem than if you acknowledge it and go right away and start working on correcting the problem. And it's kind of the same with the universe. If there's something that's going on, you burying your head in the sand and pretending it's not happening doesn't make it not happen. It just means it's going to be bigger and more dramatic when it does. And remember, we still have North Node in your sign. It moved into your sign middle of July, and that is about standing in your truth, being your authentic self, and being unapologetically you. It's about balancing the wants and needs of others with a healthy level of selfishness. What do you want? You're the only one that has to live in your shoes every single day. And at the end of your life, what do you want to look back and say, oh, I did everything everybody wanted of me, but now I feel empty? Or, hey, I did what's right for me. And I lived a life true to myself. So, and that's one that I've mentioned it before in other readings. There's this great book called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. And in this, it's a woman who does hospice work. And she kind of wrote this memoir where she was gathering these stories from other people, from these people she had worked with at the end of their life. And the number one message that she got from these people was, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. So all these people, a whole bunch of people on their deathbed, that was the number one thing that they wish they had done different in their life. So that's what that Aries and North Node and Aries is about, is it's living a life true to yourself. So down here for your life path and mission, in the recent past, you have your 9 of Cups in reverse. So there's kind of that feeling of disappointment and feeling unfulfilled. And that's pushed you into this loneliness and this withdrawing from loved ones, and kind of the sadness and rejection that you feel like you don't know what your path is. You've been disappointed. And The next level of energy that's coming in for you, though, is this loyalty, leadership. Like you're meeting the challenges, and it's like, okay, I haven't been happy. I need to meet this challenge. I can't just keep kicking the can further down the road and hoping that, that something's going to change on its own. I have to be the creator of my life. I have to be the creator of my reality. So this is definitely a positive message here that, yes, you're sitting in this heavy energy, but it looks like you're going to be shifting into this energy, of meeting that challenge, so that way you can tip the direction that you're going. All right. Oops. And let's see what messages are coming through from Gaia. And some of this, this loneliness and the sadness and some of this ending, I would say that's going to be likely coinciding with this full moon in Pisces, this supermoon, this blue moon, because that's really about those major endings, and closing out a cycle that's not serving you. And remember, as you look at, okay, here's some situations that aren't serving me. What do I need to change? What do I need to change? Yes, you want to be there for other people, and you want to take care of your family, take care of your friends, take care of your loved ones, things like that. But remember, falling on your sword and being a martyr, sometimes that's also a sign of other healing that you need to do, that maybe it's pointing to the fact that you feel like you have to do that for people to like you. And just remember, no, you are amazing just the way you are. You don't have to give up everything just to be loved and respected and appreciated. You're worth more to this world than just, what can I chop off of myself to give to somebody else type of thing. All right, our Gaia card is purification, fire, bare essentials, the naked truth, wholeness. I think that's an interesting one, with you being a fire sign, is, that kind of also goes along with this tower, because in the regular Rider-Waite deck like this, the tower is literally this tower that's on fire, got struck by lightning and it's burning to the ground. People are falling out of it and dying. So sometimes the way to a better new beginning is just burn the old structure to the ground and rebuild. And it's interesting because here it's this chameleon. So it's, totally change your color. And, down here, that's the Three of Swords. And so both of these are about releasing what's no longer working for you and letting go of the heartbreak. All right, let's see what your Sacred Creator card is coming through for you. Fearless expression. And that is a perfect representation of North Node in Aries, of being unapologetically you. Your thoughts and feelings and desires in life are absolutely 100% valid, and don't make yourself small just to make other people around you more comfortable. And frankly, when you heal and you grow, you will lose some people, but those are the people that are attracted to your unhealed version. There's something about your unhealed self that they are trying to cling to. So if you lose them while you're healing, it's because they're not meant to go with you on your path. So be unapologetically you. All right. Weeping Willow. Find sanctuary within turbulence. And that goes along with a lot of this message here of there's this heavy energy, there's changes coming, there's heartbreak that's feeding into these towers, and this being stuck and too much in the past and all of that. So find your sanctuary, find your bubble of happiness within all of this other stuff that's going on around you, and how do you ground yourself? So that's a lot of time in nature. That's, if you can go for walks, even if you can just sit outside and listen to the birds, listen to the crickets, whenever timing wise you're able to do that, and really connect with who you are, because a lot of this feels like there's a sense of being lost, like there's a major upheaval, kind of not knowing what your direction is and trying to find that. And a lot of times you need that stillness. So don't respond to the turbulence, don't respond like, I have to put this fire out, this fire out, this fire out. Sometimes you need to let it burn. That purification with fire. Sometimes you need to let it burn, so that you can rebuild something stronger. So I hope this message has been helpful for you today. And if there's other people that you think might benefit from this information, I would welcome you to share it with them. And there's going to be some new videos coming out for those of you interested in twin flame readings. There will be one of those coming out soon, as well as the Is This Your Person? And some daily card pulls too. So if you want to get alerts as to when those new videos post, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Otherwise, I wish you some peace along your journey. I know this is going to be it looks like it's going to be a tough end of the month, but have that knowing that the divine has your back and that you're moving in the right direction, and find your sanctuary within this turbulence. No matter what little bubble that you can, try to find that peace and just keep pushing forward in your true authentic self, and things will get better. Things will pan out to be a more fulfilling and happy path for you. So until next time, bye-bye.